What is up, everyone? My name is Jack Staffel, back again with another video, and today I'm with my WWE SmackDown review for October the 4th, 2016. And yeah, I really enjoyed this episode of SmackDown. Thought it was very well done. This was a good go-home show to No Mercy, which is SmackDown's upcoming pay-per-view. And yeah, a lot of good stuff on this show, a lot of really interesting stuff. The final segment I thought was fantastic, and we'll get into that later on. But of course, coming up in the future, I've got No Mercy predictions, which will be my final video involving 2K16 footage, if Power Director will allow me to put in the fucking footage, because last time they couldn't handle it because it's shit. But hopefully they can let me in this time. That'd be nice to me. And of course, the No Mercy review I'll try to have up as soon as possible. And then I think I might do a Raw review this week. I haven't done it in ages, so this week will probably be it, because I'm going to be getting 2K17 the day it is released. I'm going to go to my local game store and pick it up, so that would be really good. But anyway, let's not muck around, let's get straight into the review. So we open up the show with Bray Wyatt versus Kane. Alright, it's not a no-holds-barred match like a Backlash, unfortunately, but this is a pretty standard match, you know, just a bunch of shit happening until Randy Orton just shows up on the screen, upside down. It was really weird, and he says that No Mercy, he's going to turn Wyatt's World right side up, and I don't know, I've kind of liked this whole Bray Wyatt, you know, getting mind games on himself by Randy Orton. It's kind of interesting to see how that's kind of reversed in some way, and how he's going to play Wyatt's game as well. And then we see Kane sit up, goes for another choke slam and all that. And then I think Bray Wyatt goes to the outside and decides, screw this match, and leaves. And Kane wins by counter. He had a little bit of a busted lip, I think, throughout the match, which, poor Kane. But Wyatt left the ring and pretty much went searching for Randy Orton and all that. And he's laughing. He's like, "Come on, Randy, come out, wherever you are," and all that stuff. And then we see Baron Corbin after that, pretty much walking around, and how he's been getting the attention of Jack Swagger, and that he's dumber than he looks, and if he's going to make some waves here on SmackDown. He talks about Swagger, and he's going to beat him up and all that. And then Jack Swagger shows up and suggests, you know what, let's find out how bad you really are, you and me in the ring tonight, and that's what sets up the match. So then, as soon as that happens, we get to Nikki Bella versus Alexa Bliss in a match, and of course Alexa Bliss is facing Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title at No Mercy, and Nikki Bella will be facing Carmella at the pay-per-view. So Carmella's on commentary. Pretty alright match, you know, it wasn't that incredible, pretty nothing match. And pretty much Nikki had Bliss in the corner somewhere until Carmella pretty much hit the ring, beat the crap out of Nikki, and then right after that, Carmella continued, and Alexa and Carmella tried to beat up until Becky Lynch came out to kind of even the odds, and then we had a Divas tag team match with the 4 girls. So standard, you know, TV tag team match. Nothing incredible happened, you know, really. All your stand stuff. Everyone did their big moves. Bliss went flying off the top turnbuckle with a new, called the Sparkle Splash, or yeah, something like that, over Becky. She ends up getting the pinfall and wins the match for her team. So yeah, Alexa's been really getting the upper hand with Becky Lynch, but because of that, I think that Becky's going to retain the title. She just won the damn thing, so don't take it off her yet. She definitely deserves to hold on to it for a while. And then after that match, we get more mind games involving Orton and Wyatt. Wyatt comes across this room with like a rocking chair, and then, you know, is this all you have, Randy? And then we see Orton bring a door down and all that. And because there was like this little area where the chair was, and then Orton like pulled the door down, and Wyatt got trapped. And it's like, what's it like being the hunted and all that? And said, "This place can't hold me, man," and all that stuff. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. Then we had Daniel Bryan coming out with some of the Susan G. Komen breast cancer survivors. So yeah, that happened. Then we get to the Hype Bros versus the Vaudevillains. Of course, the Ascension decided to interfere during the match. I think it was like afterwards. The Hype Bros ended up beating the Vaudevillains, which I kind of expected. And Mojo Rawley, he's a nut job, man. He's very high energy, and I do kind of like him in a way, but God, he needs to chill. He needs to chill. Of course, they won with their Hype Rider move off the top rope, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that was the end of that. So yeah, a feud between the Hype Bros and the Ascension. At least it's a feud. At least it gives them something to do, I guess. But yeah, what are the Vaudevillains doing? They're not doing really anything at the moment. Give them something to do. Then we get to I don't know if this is the segment of the night for me. It's either that or the final segment. I'm not really sure, but this is definitely up there. So Miz comes out for an edition of Miz TV Maurice. And he's going to show to the world his Dolphumentary about Dolph Ziggler, which is the success of a failure. And pretty much Ziggler comes out. He's asked Ziggler to come out here. He's not very happy about it, in that if Miz said if his career was like that, he would have left years ago. And he's gotten his ass face and all that. And he talks about, about every, terrible moment. He had, a Make-A-Wish kid, and the night after WrestleMania 29 where he won the world title and all that kind of stuff. And pretty much, so yeah, afterwards, so he showed this documentary about his career, how he was the caddy of Kerwin White, which was Chavo Guerrero's new gimmick, the White character, which I completely scrapped after Eddie's death, thank God, because it was terrible. They showed the Spirit Squad and the early Dolph Ziggler stuff, and pretty much getting his face in Sheamus's ass from Extreme Rules last year. So every terrible thing that's happened in his career was pretty bad. And then they did like a WWE 24 special, and it's like showing all of these people saying, Dolph never had it in him, and just taking all these interviews from past sections, past productions from WWE, and putting it in, which I thought was very funny. And and then after that, of course, he says all that stuff, and he says he's not done yet, and that Miz is pretty much saying that the career will end because of him, and that he needs something to raise his spirit, and he brings out the fucking Spirit Squad. Yes, good old Kenny and Mikey come back, and they start to do like a cheerleading chant and all that stuff, and that if Dolph doesn't meet the Miz on Sunday, he's going to go on the unemployment line, and that he tells Ziggler to look forward to the podcasts and $5 autographs that he gets to sign after he leaves to go into the indie leagues. Back to the bingo halls, brother. And then the Spirit Squad attack Dolph Ziggler. Miz and Maurice piss off, and then Ziggler fights back and hits some super kicks to both guys. And that's how we end the segment. Really funny, honestly. That success of a failure. What a fucking roast that was on Dolph Ziggler's career. Oh man. And I saw something on Twitter where he mentioned bookings in the future, so he might actually be leaving. I think he might actually leave, but in some ways, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Ziggler will win the Intercontinental title, and I think it'd be really cool, to build Ziggler as a babyface. They've shown all this, sympathy towards him, and I really enjoy it. And Miz, just clapping for the Miz, man. He is the best heel on SmackDown right now. I don't give a shit what you think. He is the best heel on SmackDown when it comes to just getting people so angry and so pissed off at him. He's better than AJ Styles, in my opinion, and don't kill me for that, because AJ's a phenomenal talent, no pun intended. But just as acting as like a dick heel, he's the best, in my opinion. He's so good. So after that, we end up getting Jason Jordan from American Alpha taking on Jey Uso. They had a standing match. They had a really quick match. Jordan sits over. Jey, has the roll up, gets the win. And of course, the Usos try to take out Jason Jordan and break his legs until the one-man band, baby, and Rhino, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, try to go out there and fuck off with the Usos and all that. So yeah, that was pretty alright, you know. So they're gonna have a SmackDown Tag Team Titles match later on. They're really building up Usos as the biggest heel team in SmackDown right now, and I really like it. They've got a new look to them, new persona, new attitude, and I'm digging that at the moment. So yeah. So after that, we have Bray Wyatt. He's still trapped in his room. He's sitting in his rocking chair, and that he's pretty much waiting. He wants to go home and all that stuff. He's sick of it all. And so Randy Orton, he goes up to the door, and it's gone. Bray Wyatt has gone, vanished. I don't know how. He's used his voodoo Sister Abigail magic. I don't know. But Orton is like, fuck you, and just throws the chair at the wall and breaks it. So as soon as we get that, we get to our technical main event, Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin, because that's what you paid your hard-earned money to see. Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin. So what's there to say about a Jack Swagger Baron Corbin match? Swagger was pretty good in this match. He tried to hit the ankle lock on Corbin, but Corbin got out. And what he was doing, he was trying to, like, you know, crawl, because you know the thing where, like, wrestlers, they'll crawl to the ropes and, like, they'll get their hands, you know, hitting the mat. Well, he did that, and the referee was like, that's a tapping. He's a tapping. Swagger wins. And Baron Corbin's like, what the fuck? I was trying to grab the ropes. And, which I kind of guess is tapping out, but if you did it in this match, why haven't you done it to, like, every other match beforehand? But, afterwards, we, see him, you know, telling him, you know, I slapped my hand on the mat, you know, I was trying to grab for the ropes and all that. And then he starts pushing out the steel steps, has a bit of a temper tantrum. It's like, you all saw it, so this is probably going to lead to something soon. And then we get to the final segment. Oh shit, we had some fire in this segment. We had AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena in a face-to-face confrontation before their big triple threat match for the WWE World title at No Mercy. And he talks about how SmackDown is now the land of opportunity, and how he's the face that runs the place, and how he beat Ambrose and Cena and all that stuff. And then Dean Ambrose comes out and he says Styles is the clown that runs the town, and does all those kind of puns in a way. You threw that away. Congratulations, good for you, about him kicking him in the nuts at Backlash to win the belt, and that he's mad because he had Styles beat last week when John Cena had to interfere and all that, and he's pretty much pissed off at Cena, and that Cena should thank him for even bringing the title to that show and all that stuff. And then Cena comes out and he gets in his face, tells him and Styles gets in his face, and before he can say anything, he just says, shut up, and all that, you know. And pretty much he doesn't get anything in, and all that. Poor friggin' John Cena. It's like, we already know what you're gonna say. For once in your life, just shut up. And because we all know you're gonna have a big tirade about how you love this company and all that, and how you're gonna become a 16-time champion, and how dare you compare yourself to Ric Flair, which I thought was cool because Ric Flair kind of helped out AJ Styles in 2010 because they had that faction Fortune back in the day, which is pretty cool. And he says he shouldn't be worried about Ric Flair's legacy and should be more worried about AJ Styles and all that stuff. And then Cena made a fool of himself at SummerSlam. And then Ambrose cuts him off and he's like, you are your own worst enemy, and stop making excuses, and that you're the master of the political spin around here. You've been doing it for 15 years. And that check your resume, no sick days or injury, and how I don't need to suck up to you and ask advice when I got here. And pretty much after he said all that, Cena says pretty much talk is cheap, beats the shit out of Ambrose, and they have a big brawl at the end. Cena, he was going to, it looked like Styles was going to end the show as champion, but Dirty Deeds was hit on the steel ramp. He grabs the world title, and that's how we end the show. So, yeah, very enjoyable SmackDown. That ending segment was very, very well done in my opinion. Really hyped me up for the triple threat match, which I cannot wait to see. That match is going to be awesome. And the Dolphumentary segment was just so brutal. Poor Ziggler. He just got his ass roasted alive in that segment. So, And all of the other stuff was just basic matches, you know, nothing too exciting or anything, but the two main segments were awesome in my opinion. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you thought of SmackDown, and if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You're glad you did. Twitter and Instagram is at JackmanLaw31 if you want to check me out there. Also, check out the Bullshit Club, Mr. Edge TV, and the 5/8 links will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon, and I'm out in 3, 2, 1.